Hi folks, and welcome to my thoughts on a comic. And today's comic is Shadow Man, Didn't He Ramble, issue 23 by Valiant. Now let me tell you folks, this is some trippy shit. So buckle your seatbelts and hold on to your socks. We're going for a trip. Alright, let's start where we usually do. Alright, so the story and pencils are by Bob Hull. The inks are by John Dixon. The colorist is Stu Suchit. Probably botched that. Alright, and I think there's another group in the back. I wish they put all this stuff like in one place. Or maybe, no, I think these are all the people. As usual, they'll be down below. Alright, so we have one hell of a story. This is one of those comics you should read from the beginning. Because jumping in the middle is holy shit. It's like reading a Stephen King series in the middle. You're like, what the fuck? What am I even reading? Happened to me years ago. I started the Song of Susanna. I think it's I don't know what book number in the Dark Tower. I read a bit of the first page and closed the book. Couldn't understand what was happening. Alright, so we have, I don't know if probably he is Shadow Man, or as he is called, Mr. Boyface. Bony Face. Or Jack, you know what, I'm just gonna call him Jack. So Jack is, I'm not even sure exactly what type of thing he is. If he's a sort of superhero or... I don't think so, though. Alright, so Jack seems to have this power from this other being. Or not from this other being. He has this power that some blue dude that looks kind of like what Loki looks like when he turns into a giant, frost giant, whatever. Kind of looks like that. He also has red eyes. Anyway, so this blue man creature, he wants him brought to him, so he can drain his powers in order to save his sister, who is also some type of creature, but she doesn't currently have a body. So she's sort of a ghost type of thing. I'm not sure. And so, he is currently, as we start the story, Jack is being thrown into time tunnels, magical tunnels. Like I said, trippy shit. And he's being sucked into another time period currently, as we start, where he bumps into another version of himself, I think. And this woman who is a witch, I think. I'm not sure. So, he and the other Jack exchange conversations. They're in a mansion that's on fire, and the witch woman asks him to, she doesn't ask, she said, "Get me the fuck out of here. Out of this burning building, there's also a mob downstairs, they want to burn her." I think it's like the 18th century, maybe? 18th century. Anyway, he jumps out of the window after the other Jack also jumped, and he distracts the people by kicking them while the witch lady runs out, grabs a carriage. He hops on as well, and they ride the hell out of there. Then I think we go to the blue man creature. There's a woman named Carmen with him, and then there's her boyfriend, I think. I know exactly what he's supposed to be. He seems to be some kind of doctor that Jack knows, and his superhero name is Howen. I'm not sure you pronounce that. Anyway, so this blue man creature offered him a deal. He'll, give him back he doesn't have a physical body as well. kind of like the same problem his sister has. Holland has as well, so this man tells him, bring me Jack, and I will show you. Oh, that's him, by the way. So bring me Jack, and I will, show you how to create yourself a new body. So he goes after him while Carmen stays with the blue magic man guy, and she tells him if Holland doesn't come back, she will kill him. And he tells her, "I have no doubt you will try, my dear. I'm not sure what she is exactly." Anyway, we go back to Jack and the witch lady. She has now changed her outfit and is performing magic to open another portal to help Jack. And they talk about time periods and how she'll meet certain people in 100 years. It's very confusing. I do think she does live a long time, probably, because they're talking like a century ahead, and I'm still not sure what Jack is exactly. Anyway, they open the portal. She opens the portal. Another Jack comes out. Then they bump into each other, and they suddenly both disappear. And Jack falls into this trippy hallucination of a very drugged up person. I would call it. And he plays jazz on his saxophone. Yeah, it's a saxophone. But we go back. Holland is still trying to find him, and finally the lady, the witch lady, somehow they get connected. He sees where she is, and he asks her to help him find Jack. You know where Jack is currently. And also in the meantime, the blue man, the blue wizard man guy shows Carmen his sister, and she says, "Oh, I completely forgot about her. You know why he needs all this power." Right, we go back to the witch lady helps Jack, and not Jack, sorry. She helps Holland find Jack. She tells him he's not, in these time tunnels. He's in an unreality, so you need to go there to get him. And he goes through this symbol that looks like, I can't help but think of the toilet when I saw this symbol. I can't help but think of the bathroom all the time. In malls or in places, there's like the sign with the two people for the toilet. It's just kind of. I mean, I know that's not what it's meant to be. It's probably the Shadow Man symbol, but I can't stop thinking of the bathroom. Eh, it's so boxy shaped, just like that one. Anyway, he has one. The witch lady has one. She takes it off, and Holland just goes into it, like you do, in a trippy magical land. And so he goes into this not reality. Oh, and I think before that, when Jack was there and was playing saxophone, this thing appeared, which is also another Jack, I think, and it's inside of his saxophone. So that's like a worm version of himself. Reminds me of the creature from the Beetlejuice cartoon. These giant worms that he constantly. I think one time he's about to be sentenced to be fed to them. Kind of reminds me like that. I mean, look at that face. That is a face only a demon mother could love. I want to draw that face somehow. That is a good thing to hang to scare the shit out of someone. Just hang it in somewhere where people have to open the door and they immediately see that. I mean, look at it. I like it though. Right. Anyway, we go back to Holland. He sees where Jack is. He's playing his saxophone while behind him goes a horse carriage that carries a coffin and a bunch of masks like this one that he has, and all these necklaces are floating next to him. Again, someone had way too much drugs. And so he slides into the coffin and he calls Jack. So Jack pulls open the coffin, and and he sees him. And he's like, "Ah, doctor, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Come on, Jack, you have to come back. I need to get my body. I need your help." And Jack's like, "What? He only called you for that?" And he called you to get that. I want to stay here. I can play saxophone all day, walk barefoot, just relax, get laid. And he's like, wait, I was going to leave anyway. Realizes he can't get laid in here. As he said that, I was like, well, now you can. Holland's there after all. Just saying. Now technically you can. But never mind. So he continues, Holland tells him, well, I have a plan. I don't trust the blue magic man. So I think what we need to do is I need to get inside you. I was like, did they just take my advice? No, obviously not. So what they're planning to do now, it seems that through his travels in these tunnels, he has gained the same power that the blue magic man guy did. So they're going to combine their powers in order to, defeat him. So Holland literally, like a ghost, goes inside Jack, and so they make their journey to Holland. Alright? Yes, not to Holland, to the blue magic guy. Anyway, we go back to them. The portal is starting to open, and Jack comes out, and Carmen's like, oh no, where's Holland? And Holland talks out loud to Jack, and don't worry, Carmen, I'm here. And Jack tells him, shh, be quiet. So then the blue magic man tells him, well, you're here, now I'll use your powers to restore my sister. I think that's when, that's when Jack actually realizes what the blue magic man actually wanted his powers for. And so, okay, so then the blue magic man starts, to grab his powers, but he and Holland manage to stop him with, united forces. Holland gets out of his body, and Jack decides to help the blue magic man's sister anyway. And and all this time he's thinking, like, you could have just asked me to. I would have helped. And so he does what he was essentially fetched for, and he gives her almost all of his power. But she doesn't take all of it. She stops just before before he starts dying. And so now she has a body, and she's fully restored. She's like, you shouldn't have trusted my brother. Oh yeah, that's a given. Then Holland says, wait, but you told me you told me you will tell me how to rebuild my body. Give me a new body. And because before that he asked his sister, but she says, I don't know, it just happens mentally. And so Holland's like, so you cheated us. You didn't tell me. And then the blue magic guy, after being kicked on the floor by Jack's magic and Holland's together, gets up and like, you saw what she did. Now that's your problem. Get the fuck out. So the three of them, Jack, Carmen, and Holland, leave, and then we are with his sister. Now he's like, his sister says, well, in this round he defeated you. You gave up too easily. And so the blue magic man says, well, I'm still not defeated. I'm going to still do something to Jack. And I'll do that, by using some of your powers. And she tells him, I can't refuse you, brother, but if you violate me, I will hate you forever. He violates her by taking her magic. And she tells him that, and she tells him that's it. Now she hates him. And now he casts a curse on Jack. We go back outside. The three of them are saying goodbye. But then the triangle, which is actually painted on the blue man's forehead, appears in front of Jack. and then he curses him that if he sees this symbol, he will be helpless against it, which is his symbol. And that's it. That's how pretty much it ends. Jack tells Carmen and Holland that the Blue Magic Man did something to him, and that's it. The story will continue. He doesn't know what he did to him, but he knows it's bad. And that's it. That's where the story ends. And, oh boy, like I said, trippy shit, people. Don't get me wrong, it was amazing, but still trippy shit. This is the type of comics that you just have to read from the beginning, or else you'll be confused. I'll do that someday. Alright, so I did love the art. It's actually that kind of style that I do love. Kind of remind me of the style in Nighthawk. Right, so there's Jack and the other Jack. There's the witch lady. This scene kind of reminds me of the Phantom of the Opera. I mean, the dress and everything, and the masks, of course. So there she is. There's the other Jack. You see, that's the bathroom necklace. I mean, the Shadow Man necklace. They're jumping out. You need to help me get out of here. This one has a shitload of commercials, I have to say. Yeah, they grabbed the horse. Okay, so that's Howen. I still remember his first name. That's Carmen. That's the Blue Magic Man. That's where he still somewhat looks human, even. Oh, he has hair. Alright, he sends him, get this thing. Then we go to the witch lady who had a costume change. But the art really does look cool and also trippy, appropriate for the tone of the story. Honestly, some trippy shit. I wonder what happens if you really, you're stoned and you read this comic. I wonder what happens. Alright, here they are. She's summoning the portal thing. There's another Jack. There's Howen. Look at that face. That is one hell of a drawing. Right there, he falls into this other reality. We got a naked dude with a strategic shadow. That's the triangle symbol. Okay, here he plays. And here's that worm thing comes out. And that's his dad, apparently, over here. Again, some shit. Damn, that looks like something from The Evil Within. Sports. Alright, there he meets the witch lady. Here, he goes through the necklace, look at the feet. Anyway, this is where where Jack plays the saxophone. This is where they have the sex cut. There he goes inside him. That's the sister. Oh, and that's an advertisement for more Shadow Man. Ooh, issue 0. Alright, then they come out. They manage to, at least momentarily, defeat the Magic Man guy. He has a name, I just don't remember it, and I don't think I would even know how to pronounce it if I did. Alright, there he helps his sister with Skull. There, she's restored. That's where her brother violates her by taking her magic. They're both some magical beings, I guess, because they're both blue and mostly naked, I think. They're not, I mean, I'm not even sure what kind of creatures they are. Anyway, then they go out, and that is the curse that the Blue Magic Man puts on him. That he'll now fear his symbol and be helpless against it. He's an asshole if you didn't get it by now. There we go, more advertisement. Look, Terminator 2. That is sick. Alright. Now this is a really interesting story. I need at some point to try to maybe get a Valium of this. I think if I read from the beginning, I'll understand what the fuck is going on. Funny thing, today I was on a live stream of Harlem Mouse, and he was talking about Shadow Man. I was like, holy shit, I'm reading this now. Well, not exactly the same issue. Anyway, so that is it, folks. That is actually a really good story. I do recommend if you finally give it a read. I'm not sure if I recommend reading it while you're stoned, but hey, your decision. Alright, folks, that is it. And remember, stay away from worm creatures. Bye.